That is insane. Well, if this Terry Bogard is anything like these two ladies, then it's gonna be a real treat. Is that weird? This is a Tunshi Studio item, and they have been crushing it. Now, these two look like this normally. I got an upgrade kit. Also, I've completely changed the way these things look. Oh, hello. So, Mr. Bogard and this Tunshi brand, what's so nice about them is that they find a really good way to do mixed media. And by that, I mean plastic with soft goods. Back of the box, you got some stuff on there. Tells you things. Do we care? I don't. And then some of the stuff. And then over here, figure shot. But you know what? We can see this stuff on the internet, which is technically what this video is on the internet. So you're seeing things in the internet. I'm an idiot. Let's open this thing. They also really package these things nicely. So, when we take that away, where does it go? We got a nice little display here. This is very similar to their setup. Layers and layers of goodies. Instruction sheet. Star. What else could you ask for? So let's get to the important part, right? The instruction sheet, so that we don't mess up. How do I open this? Also, I'm like recording this in December of 2024 so that I can find out if this is a figure that I need to put on my list of like best figures of the year. Because I've heard really good things. Instruction sheet outfit is detachable. It's basically the same thing we saw with those ladies. Also, if you have these or you're familiar with them, you can pre-order just blank bodies from them, which I do recommend. They're like some of the best articulated figures. In here, it tells you how to swap around parts. It tells you get the punchy things. You get these other things. Pretty sweet. Oh, on the back, even more stuff to be excited about. Crunchies and abs and all that stuff and toes. Who else is here? Who here is excited for toes? Lets you know about the drop down hips and stuff. Heat these things up, it says. That's a good to know. The heck is this? This was underneath here. There's three little... What is that? Oh! It comes with replacement rivets. Because on his jeans, he's got these little rivets. This is definitely the kind of thing that falls off on figures. But the fact that they gave you extras is insane. So let's just jump right into this because we got actually not a lot to look at. Normally, like with these two, they came loaded down with tons of accessories and you really felt the value was there. Here, I think they're trading out some of those accessories. Well, one, because he's a fighter, so he's got limited things, but for these huge effects and a light up battery thing with a magnet. Now, the problem is I don't have one of these batteries. Starting off, we've got a left and right of this hand, which is like a nice fighting stance, or you could use it to hold stuff. Depending on what you're doing with your figure, obviously, you just gotta do the best you can with the limited assortment of goodies. Then you get this one, which is like a cool posing hand, because he's a cool dude, and if you can't tell, look at him. That's a pretty cool dude. Then you get a right hand here, which is to drink a little bit of tea, isn't it? No, this is to hold the tip of his hat. Speaking of his hat, look at this alternate screaming head. The details, good God, those are fantastic. Look at the sculpt going all the way through in the mouth there. This is very nicely done. So then you just take this little hand and then you go, boom. That is super cool. What a unique thing to consider including. But I guess it's kind of on brand for the fighter. So that's that. Plus the light up thing, which we talked about. We talked about that head. You get a couple of ponytails because there was nothing really that much cooler in the 90s than having super long ponytails. And look at the gradient going on in here. So it goes like a yellow to like a burnt orange or something. This is very nicely done, which of course it is. It's this brand. Hello, they do good things. Then you get this, which is a good punching effect. Really nice. It's soft too, so you don't have to worry about these being sharp, pointy, dangerous things, which happens sometimes. Speaking of punch effects, he does have punching hands on by default, which of course you need. Downside to this punching effect is that it's really only molded to fit on the right hand. So he's always whatever side of the screen this would be. Would it be this side that you would see that effect happen, or this side? Probably this side. Always player one, I guess. But that's awesome. Really like that that effect is included. Then from there, we get this awesome one, which looks like a dragon's spikes or something. This is super cool looking. I really like this. Now, what the heck was this one? I don't remember. Now, since I totally remember this game, and I didn't just buy this guy because of nostalgia's little flicker in my brain hole, I obviously know what that was and did not have to look it up. So imagine that. Now, the figure itself, well, let's look at these details. So he's got this nice neutral face. Again, the sculpt is fantastic. The paintwork is stellar. Let me do a little zoomy zoom on this thing. Look at those details, man. This is such a nicely done figure. The paint, it's every inch of this thing, every centimeter, if you will, because even the hair here has the gradient colors happening. The eyes, everything underneath the hat is just so nice. And the hat is pliable, so that's pretty sweet. The jacket, which looks like plastic, is actually like, I don't know, some kind of weird material. It's like, it's not a hard plastic. It's completely pliable. You can see the stitch work and everything in there. So this is like, I don't know, like what you make raincoats out of or something. This is so well done. And what a great idea to make something that's supposed to look like leather in a small figure not be made from cheap pleather stuff that falls apart. I imagine this is going to last as long as plastic will. But it looks great. I am really enjoying this guy so far. I mean, look, check out those sweet abs poking through. And this dude is jacked. There's not enough good things to say. Okay, it's really well done on the tattered here. Instead of just making it tattered, like, these are deliberate cuts. The sculpt for the arms and the paintwork. I mean, this is exactly, what you would expect out of the Tunshi Studio if you've dealt with any of the Metal Slug figures. The pants, not only do the pants look awesome and have the rivets that we saw earlier, have pockets that are probably, yes, functioning, has a belt with a buckle, but also look at that. Jeans. You got your jeans down there. They're going to get dirty. That is really, really well thought out. And then, of course, these incredible Chuck Taylors. Even the soles of the shoes. This is really, really nice. And then, of course, it's like a softer rubber, just like their boots. So you can still get some rock and rotation. Rock and rotation, bro. Wow, wow, wow. Even if you just let me see the shoes and the jacket, I'd be like, this is a great figure. Anyway, let's put a ponytail in there because we gotta be cool. Check that out. Already better than he was before. Articulation. That's something else we should talk about because he's definitely gonna have it, right? I don't know. We'll find out. So looking at the head, you can go side to side. He's got that neck articulation too, which is definitely gonna help. He can look almost straight down. And up is definitely the limitation, and it's not because the ponytail, I don't think. You're gonna have to rely on some ab work there, which, speaking of, the crunch and leaning back is stellar. Side to side is really good, the rotation, and this shirt is like it's okay. So the shirt does have a limit. I thought maybe they put it on like a unibody, which would be smart, but it is just really deep in there. So hopefully we don't have too many problems like this where the pants mess with the shirt and then it comes untucked. Anyway, articulation, that's what we were talking about. Jeez. Arms go up. He's got some huge shoulders. Great range there. He can cross his arms if you need him to. Double jointed elbows. Oh, and then this beautiful, of course, bicep articulation. And the wrist articulation is the standard ball peg. Love it. Now, he's got pants. He's got jeans. Cloth. 112. What does that mean for leg articulation? Well, if you lift your pants just like you would in real life, he's got crazy good range. You can, we know that the hips drop down, so that's going to help with different types of articulation depending on what you're needing. He can kick forward, I mean, look at that. Soft goods, and he can still kick up incredibly well. This is such a good figure. Rotation there at the hips, double jointed knees, and the ankle articulation, which we talked about in the toes. So, look at this dude. He's freaking jacked, man. I mean, this is basically what I wish I looked like. Can't make a joke that I do look like that, because I'm not the Hatter boy. When removing the hands, these little wrist parts do come off, the part of his gloves. Now, he could be doing a, oh, tip of the hat to you, lady. Hello, nice to meet you. Or he could be raising it up because he's trying to get a good look at whatever you want him to look at. My goodness, this is freaking awesome, man. This is as good as everybody has said it is. The only downside is he looks like he skips leg day, but that's just the character design. So he's got no butt either. It just seems to like taper off. Sometimes it gets a little bit... Sometimes it's a little hard to say whether a figure deserves to be... Oh my god, I think the front pockets are functioning too. Yes. I mean, it's weird to put your ponytail in there. But yes, the front pockets actually function. That is insane. Could you just see this guy leaning against an alleyway? Just being like totally cool. Hey, what's going on? Oh, nothing. We're just here to get in a fight. I don't know what's wrong with me. This hand is very useful. Oh, God. It could just be for anything. It could be for anything. He just got done going pee-pee. And now he's gonna zip his pants. What? Anyway, it takes a while. Usually I need to go through like the posing and everything to say whether or not a figure is going to be one of the best of the year. But I am already in love with this thing enough, and I love those two. So is he a figure of the year? He's one of them. He's one of my, well, let me say this. He's one of my favorite figures of the year. If you want to watch that video, I think I did that before this one. So look for that on the channel. And if you want to see one of these two get reviewed, then click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.